Hi, with this video I'd like to show you how to install our single locking nut. As in the previous video you can see that I've made some corresponding lines. These lines will be on the top and the bottom of the fingerboard. I make a measurement of 3 mm down for the low E string and have a string spacing of 7.3 mm between each string down to the high E string. And I will draw a straight line for each string. Now, to be able to place our locking nut, they have to be lower than where the nut or the zero thread will be. You still have to use a nut for the string spacing, so the strings stay on one spot. I have recessed this by 4.5 mm, and before I install the single locking nuts, I will sand these two pieces down with another 2 mm. Then I've got this all lined out. I can pick up a little bridges. I can pick up each bridge. As you can see, they're not all pointing the same direction. This way you can easily place them. In between each other. This is how you place our bridges on there. Now, when you do this on the guitar, I actually place them upside down, because on the bottom part of our locking nut is a pointy bit which will lock into the timber. That way I can go with a small marker and make a dot here and here. So then with a 2 mm drill I can drill a small hole and place this in. I will show you this in the next video. Hi, so as you can see, we're back at the workshop, and before I started to place the nut, I had some sandpaper on a sanding block and sanded these two parts down about 2.5 mm lower. The reason why I do that is that, as you can see in the end here, there's the string outlet. I want that to be higher than this piece of timber, because otherwise I won't be able to pull it through. The reason why I want these to be lower as well is that I want to be able to have tension on the nut and on the zero thread. So that reason it has to be recessed and lower. As you can see, our locking nut exists out of 4 different parts. We've got the locking nut here with the nail, the spiky point in it, which will prevent it from spinning around. Then we've got a screw, a wood screw with a Phillips head, a string protector that will go on top of there to prevent the string from snapping, and then our grub screw to lock everything in place. I'll put these away. Now, as I showed you in the video before, I placed some masking tape here and did my measurements of a 3 mm from the edge and then a 7.3 for the string spacing per string. I'll draw a line. And now, to make it easy for myself, I place the bridges upside down on here, and I can do them all now so you can see how it will look like.
Like this.
And I make sure they're all on the line, and then with a long pencil I just make a marking point. So I'll do that with one, of where it sits straight on the line. I make a marking point here, and that will be then my hole where I drill a hole with a 1.5 mm drill. I'll do the same on this side then. I'll place the locking nut there, make a little marking point. So it's right there and right there. And then with a 1.5 mil drill, I'll drill the little holes. I've already done that, so I'll take the tape off. Get one of my locking nuts. Screw it in place. And then of course we've got that nail there. I use a small hammer and give it a little tap and tap it in place. Tie up the screw tight. Place my little string protector on there. Sometimes it doesn't want to sit straight away. You get a little toothpick and you place it in. And then a little grub screw on top of it. Now I'll do the same with the other one. And this is how you just place our bridges. Now this is not the only way that you can use our bridges. I've been just experimenting with a different way in how to make a nut. This is for an 8-string guitar that I'm working on at the moment. And you do not have to use all the time our locking nuts. You can also just use a simple design like this and lock the strings in. The way that we have designed our locking bridges, these grub screws, the thumb screws, are well designed to lock in the strings in place here, and then you can use the ball end at the neck part. So this just gives you more opportunities in making a perfect designed guitar. And it just shows that you do not have to use the locking nut, but it's there for you to use.